If you hunt, you have almost certainly joined a spirited discussion about cartridges, bullet choice, and what works best in the field. Few cartridges spark more debate than the 243 Winchester and the 6.5 Creedmoor. One is a long-established classic, the other is a modern favorite. This old versus new comparison made for an interesting test. This year, we had the privilege of asking our own questions, and the Kalahari answered. Before we get to the hunt, here's a quick look at the equipment that was used on this hunt. For the 6.5 Creedmoor, we used 127 grain LRX factory ammunition paired with a Swarovski DS telescope. And for the 243 Winchester, we used Federal Fusion 95 grain factory ammo, which is a bonded bullet, paired with a Swarovski Z3 scope and a duplex reticle. I did not use the elevation turret on this hunt. For the 243, I used a maximum point blank range system by zeroing the rifle 3 inches high at 100 meters. The result? I could hold directly on a 3.5 inch target or a Springbok vital zone from 0 to 270 meters. This is what it looked like on paper. At 100 meters, you hold slightly low on the vitals. At 200 meters, you have got a dead-on hold. At 300 meters, you place the crosshair on the top of the spine. And at 350 meters, I use the height of the animal's head as reference for the correct bullet drop.
Ja. Hij is op. Hij is een bladskut tegen een hoofdval.
This was a 300 meter shot, so I had to hold on the spine for bullet drop and a few inches to the left to compensate for the strong wind pushing from left to right. You can see him taking off with the rest of the herd. They turn around and you can clearly see him with his head down, coming out behind that bush and with blood running down his opposite side where the bullet exited. The Federal Fusion ammunition worked very well on this hunt, with clean pass-throughs on almost all the animals taken. Good blood trail and complete penetration was consistent with this ammunition. This shot was taken at about 180 meters. It was a good vital hit, and he did not go far. I kept the camera on him so that you can actually see him going down. It was a good shot on a beautiful ram. We came across this group of Springbok grazing in the brush, making it hard to range them. But the ram in the background was a little bit further than we expected. Luckily, we were using the maximum point-blank range system, so it allows me to hit a 3-inch target from 0 to 270 meters. I held on the back of the animal's head and squeezed the trigger.
Ja. Dan kom hulle in die pad. Daar's hy dan.
Ek sien hom.
Daar's hy. Shot, mooi raak, mooi raak.
And my brother, who was sitting next to me, was shooting with the 6.5 Creedmoor. The shot was at about 220 meters, and it was a good behind the shoulder hit, and he did not go far.
Is raak. Alweer.
And there are always some missed shots. The trigger camera that I use to film these shots is the most honest critic on the vehicle and clearly point out all my errors. With these management hunts, not one shot is ever the same, and you have little time to take them. I went for the shot at 380 meters. Due to a miscommunication between me and the spotter, I heard 320 meters and shouldn't have gone for the shot in the first place, and missed. The thing that makes these trips so special is that we can camp on the farm. My dad, who's somewhat of a master chef, prepared some delicious Springbok backstraps on the fire and freshly baked bread with real butter. He flambéed the meat with brandy and spiced it to perfection with salt and pepper. The shot was at 350 meters. I placed the horizontal line on the head of the Springbok to give me the correct holdover, and the bullet dropped beautifully into its vital area, stopping him in his tracks. The owner of the farm was with us at all times, and he identified this unique animal for us to harvest. Something interesting happened though. We did successfully harvest this animal, but it took a bit longer than expected for it to go down.
Ja, perfect is wat hier is.
Let's take a look at the shot again. It was well placed, tight behind the shoulder, and a clean pass through. I kept thinking that he was going to go down at any second. As it turns, you can also see the exit wound. We did ponder the delayed reaction as it only expired a few minutes later. It was effectively down, but we followed up with a quick headshot to prevent unnecessary suffering. But we did ponder. We suspected that the bullet did not open up completely due to an unlucky low bullet resistance path. Maybe the bullet passed between both ribs, only punching a clean hole through the heart and lung area. Also, Oryx are extremely tough animals.
Hey, precies. Gaat u nog, gaat u. Allee, ja, drop je om. Allee. Mooi beeld.
The blue wildebeest, regarded as one of the toughest plains game animals in South Africa, taken with the 243 using 95 grain fusion ammo. On paper, this looks reckless, but let's look at the variables. The range, 150 meters, where the 243 still carried enough energy for an ethical kill. A perfect broadside shot, a steady rest, bonded bullets designed to expand after initial penetration, destroy the vitals, and retain enough weight for adequate penetration. With everything perfect, the 243 killed the blue wildebeest in 15 seconds. But let me draw a clear line here. The 243 is not a dedicated heavy plains game cartridge. This worked only because every factor was right. Otherwise, I would have chosen a heavier caliber. If I had the 6.5 or the 308 in my hands, I would have used either without hesitation. But I had the 243. It worked because I knew the 243's limits and trusted the bonded bullets. Which brings me to my next point. More and more hunters are using high BC target bullets for hunting. But many affordable target bullets are not built to retain weight and may break up before reaching the vitals. Heavy target bullets at moderate velocities can work, depending on animal size, weight, and angle. But small, ultra-thin jacketed light bullets pushed at high velocities face stresses they were not designed for. If you want high BC hunting bullets, choose bullets built for hunting. Companies like Nosler, Barnes, and Norma all make high BC hunting bullets designed for reliable weight retention and expansion. They are built for the job, and the animals we shoot deserves, at least, that we choose the right bullets. This was one of the only bullets recovered on the strip, as one can expect, with 100% weight retention. This is classic Barnes performance. Monolithics retain more than 95% of its weight, ensuring deep penetration with the ability to punch through heavy bone. I like these bullets because you never worry about it failing or breaking apart, especially if you must take a frontal shot or you get surprised with a very close distance to the animal. We recovered one Federal Fusion bullet, the rest were all clean pass-throughs. The one bullet we did recover was taken from that 260 meter neck shot. It looks mangled, but it still retained 81.8% of its original weight. Bonded bullets are designed to expand after a few inches of penetration and expands violently to destroy the vitals when bullet placement is optimal. It ensures quick and humane kills and ensures sufficient penetration to get to the vitals. So, my final takeaway. I learned a lot on this trip while using the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 243 Winchester. The 243. With a simple scope and Federal Fusion ammo, the accurate rifle performed beyond my expectations. It let me take quick, accurate, longer shots without taking my eye off the animal to dial the scope. The maximum point-blank range system worked beautifully, reducing concern over bullet drop so I could focus on placement. When you understand this cartridge limitations, it is a fast, reliable, and efficient cartridge. And for the 6.5 Creedmoor, if you use premium bullets or premium factory ammunition, the 6.5 Creedmoor will perform flawlessly. Its high ballistic coefficient gave it a clear advantage in the wind, and the reliable Barnes bullets delivered quick kills with full penetration on several Oryx. In my view, both cartridges are often criticized because they are paired with the wrong ammunition choice and judged against expectations they were never designed to meet. When we understand how bullets, animals, and cartridges work together, we not only become better marksmen, but more importantly, more ethical hunters.